It is Sunday, the 17th of February. I see a police car there. Not sure, turning around. It looks like something's going on at the metro station. It's heading back toward the metro station. I see an ambulance in front. In any case, it is Sunday, the 17th of February. I believe it's the final day in the 30 Days of Love of the Unitarian Universalist Standing on the Side of Love campaign this year. And I just had a very interesting brief interaction with a member of the Unitarian Church of Montreal. And I kept the clip very short, under 2 minutes, because I want to post it up on YouTube and show a couple of points, you know. And the main point that I made, these are actually very common sayings that are very well known in our society, and they apply very, very well to this situation. One of the sayings is, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And the other one is, the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good people to do nothing. And I used those two sayings in response to a Unitarian woman, a member, or at least a long-time attender of the Unitarian Church of Montreal, who, when she passed by me as I was setting up my picket signs, said, you know, oh, there's you know, better things to do with your time, kind of thing. You know, isn't it? Can't you do less negative things? You know. And I responded to that by saying, you know, that everything on my picket signs is entirely justified by unfortunate problems with the church. And I suggested, you know, that the church, you know, has to deal with this, that it hasn't dealt with this. And she said I assumed too much. So, you know, here I am outside the church with picket signs for like 15 years, and she's saying I'm assuming too much about the church's negligence. Good morning. Did you run that message by the...
No takers.
What?
No takers.
I'm not surprised. They don't want to deal with the truth. They can't handle it, to borrow some words from Jack Nicholson. So, no takers. This fellow who I just spoke to, who I had quite a long conversation with a few weeks ago, agreed, you know, that dialogue, conversation is a good thing, you know. And I said, well, you know, and this ties into what I just said to this woman. I've repeatedly offered dialogue to the church, and they've repeatedly refused to engage in dialogue. Good morning. And he said that he would put forward my offer to the steering committee. That was his exact words, if I remember correctly. He spoke about the steering committee. And, you know, what I told him is that in the past, I had offered to leading members of the church, presidents of the board, to voluntarily suspend my protest for 2 full months, as long as they agreed to enter into dialogue. You know, and the idea being that, you know, if the dialogue went well, then my protest could, you know, end, you know, or be suspended indefinitely, as it were, as long as progress was being made. So he said he would run that offer by the steering committee, and I haven't heard from him since. And this is actually probably more than a month ago now that we had that conversation. And so he was walking by, I asked him, and he said no takers. So it just proves my point. You know, I have repeatedly offered dialogue with the leaders of the church towards the end of resolving this conflict, and they have repeatedly refused, like the guy said, no takers. I think on that point, I'm going to end this video clip at under 5 minutes, keeping it relatively short, because I may want to put this one up on YouTube as well. So we're off to a rip-roaring start in terms of interactions this morning, and that's it. It is Sunday, February 17th, the final day in the 2013 observance of 30 Days of Love. I believe that's actually the first observance of 30 days worth of love. Of course, I should perhaps mention that the Standing on the Side of Love campaign actually suppressed some of my comments about Unitarian Universalist injustices and abuses to their blog, Facebook page or whatever. So they didn't stand on the side of love for my criticism of serious Unitarian Universalist injustices. On that note, we're going to end this and start a fresh clip.